All right, welcome back. There you have your screen beautiful pictures from the sea that we didn't really get an opportunity to experience because it's been raining ever since we landed here in Durban, but it looks like the sky is clearing up. Advocate, you can see maybe we'll be able to take a walk to the beach and get to enjoy because we don't have such in Johannesburg. Now we taking the conversation, we actually taking it off from where we left it the last time. We were speaking to Advocate Sonwabile Mancotywa, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the National Heritage Council. Let's welcome you back, Advocate. Talk to us about the role of the council in terms of preserving the history, especially that of the SS Mendi.
I think part of the role of the Heritage Council in our mandate and linked to the SS Mendi centers around decolonization of our heritage. You are talking about more than 4.5 billion years of heritage, which really has not been touched in terms of unpacking and the decolonization agenda. We have made call for, as part of our funding a mandate to people to come up with any creative ideas around Mendi, and as such, part of that, we commissioned a book, and that book is really about the narrative on Mendi. As you know, that there are different narratives. I mean, this was a hidden episode, a hidden pain, and then the South African government at that time wanted to suppress it. And then, even if it was told in a much more one-sided way. So that book, which is for the first time now, it actually comes up with a very different narrative on Mendi. And that narrative, is a narrative that begins to, address what I call a subverted part of this, history, which is the role of Africans and the context in which they joined the war, and the whole issue about their own segregation, how they were treated, how they were enlisted in the war, and so forth, but also how they were disappointed even when they came back. It links actually with 150 years of wars of decolonization. So we're going to launch this book. It's unfortunately Reverend Dyobha, who comes from a Flagstaff in Eastern Cape, passed on without, seeing the book being launched. And we're working with his family, to his children, to ensure that this book is launched, which is going to really come around the interpretation of this.
Right. We are going to be dwelling a little much more into the book, but I'm going to have to thank you. Thank you so much for, having taken your time out from Johannesburg to come and be with us here on Morning Live. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much. And I think that this is just the beginning, but the entire year, this must actually take place. On Saturday, the Heritage Council will also be having this musical with Ditsong Cultural Museum. At Ditsong, we're inviting people to come there, where Sindiswa is actually also this South African, woman, creative woman, is also going to display her own, talent in ensuring that, this story about Mendi goes on.
Nkosi Advocate, thank you so much. Advocate Sonwabile Mancotywa, who is the Chief Executive Officer of the South African National Heritage Council, talking to us about the historic events of the SS Mendi. Now, he made mention of the book, and of course, to commemorate 100 years anniversary of the sinking of the SS Mendi, author Fred Khumalo has published his book titled Dancing the Death Drill. He recounts the life of Pitso Motaung and brings to life an important historical event. We spoke to him, and we started off by asking him as to what inspired this book that I have here. This is how the conversation went.